Chapter 7 Left Out or Drag In. Throughout the whole day while the Bears and friends are heading from place to place, Charlie spends all day just laying on the ground, upset that he won't be able to go to Canada. He wouldn't mind that his best bears aren't around, but with all of his friends coming along for an adventure he's been hearing about, it only made him feel more depressed. Who am I kidding? I can't overcome my fear, Charlie said to himself. I'm only good at making animal friends, not the friends the bears make. He took a deep breath to get the fresh air from the outdoors. His friends must be more valuable in person. Ranger Tapes isn't the only one. He stood up from the ground, taking a hike in the forest, thinking about what he could do in the meantime. He may have the chance to meet the bears one more time before they leave, but it'll be a long time until they come back. Soon, he heard travelers heading their way on the trail he's on. He reacted in an instant. He jumped behind the bushes, lowered his body as the travelers walked past. As much as he's relieved he didn't get spotted, he's ashamed he has to live with it, unlike his bear friends. How will society treat me normally like Grizz, Panda, and Icebell? It's not too much to ask. Meanwhile, one of the snakes Charlie once took care of them spotted him while hiding in the branches. It has the same colors Panda has that Charlie called him Panda Jr. He wanted to meet him after being distant from him for months, but he heard another animal coming from the trees. The animal walked up to Charlie, looking down, which took his attention. Is hide and seek the only thing you do here? He crossed his arms. Ralph, Charlie slowly got back up. I wasn't playing hide and seek, I was hiding from travelers. Still the same thing you've done throughout your life. At least I get a kick of pranking people. That's more than avoiding them. Charlie knew his former friends still performing stunts against travelers anywhere he goes. Ever since the whole ice cave situation, he distanced himself from him, keeping distant from the incident that he almost caused, when it came to him causing harm towards the travelers when he removed the bridge a while ago. Ralph, in case you don't know, my friends are mainly the bears. They're your only friends. All I ever see when you're not with them is animals who can't open their mouths when they never talk. At least it's some people to hang around with. While feeling offended, Charlie stayed on topic. Grizz, Panda, Icebell, and their friends are going to Canada soon, and I'm gonna be the only one here without them. And their friends are humans. Ralph would care less if the bears left or not, but when he heard the words Canada, it made him interested. You're not gonna be the only one here. Again, you have animals who barely talk. And are you really serious? Serious about what? You're seriously gonna stay here while your friends are going to Canada? It's not the land I'm afraid of. It's literally the humans there, Charlie said, putting his foot down, including all of the guesses who will come along. And you prove my point that you can't man up, unlike me, Ralph smirked. If it was me in your position, I can overcome my problem with humans. I would make more friends than you could count. Charlie knows Ralph is only bragging rather than proving, but at the same time he isn't wrong about overcoming the problem. Panda Jr. couldn't believe the words he's hearing from Ralph, to the point he might have a plan. More and more bears have been making friends ever since society changed. If we were the ones changing society, we would be treated as heroes rather than attention seekers. Hey, I'm only an attention seeker. I was once a cane, in case you forgot, and I would have stayed as one if you didn't help your friends. I wasn't gonna leave the cave as an ice cave, you know it's the only place they can only live in. Yeah, right, staying outdoors wouldn't make a difference since they're like the both of us. You're just jealous that they're better animal friends than you. At least they walked their way by saving their own kind to be accepted. Then Ralph walked up to Charlie after hearing the word accepted. If there's one thing we don't have in common, is that we come from different places. We still have mustaches, right? But farther away if we weren't here. Ralph then turned around as he needed space from Charlie. I know the White Belt once lived in the Arctic, just like me, and as for you, he turned back to him, it feels like you only had a girlfriend who picked the wrong boyfriend. Hey, I may never be a father, but I'm not Panda. But he still got a girlfriend before you did, right? Panda Jr. becomes irritated from Ralph's insults while Charlie tries to defend himself. I can still get a human friend even if I try. Do you even know what I'm talking about? He asked as Charlie shook his head. If more people see me, he showed off his muscles, they will find me the rarest creature than you are, which, if I come to Canada, I'll bet hundreds, maybe even thousands, would get my attention. Canada always snows when winter rolls around. Charlie wished Ralph was wrong, but Canada has always been colder during the winter. Even if winter doesn't come until the end of the year, anyone in Canada will recognize Ralph as the rarest animal in Canada. I'm not an expert of Canadian culture, but if there was a place where creatures like me are popular, he tried to find the idea of what he would feel if he was in Ralph's position, but Ralph interrupted. Don't push yourself, you can't even make a speech without freaking out. What I'm trying to say is that I wouldn't attempt to be left out if I have the opportunity in my hands. Then prove it if you want to come. Some opportunities only come around once in a lifetime. Ralph walked up to Charlie again while placing his fists on his hips. I'm going to sneak into the trip to Canada. What? Charlie reacted as Pena Jr. paid attention to Ralph's plan. You're gonna sneak into the trip to Canada despite having no passport? I don't need a passport. That's what makes the Bears unable to cross the border in the first place. Just you wait, when people look at me, they would never resist my looks. You would probably get spotted during the trip. I only need transportation. I don't want to be around your friends every day, Ralph retorted. After all the traveling, I'm gonna head to the biggest city in Canada, and I'm gonna come out in the open to reveal to the public the one and only Ralph has arrived in Canada. And about you saying opportunities only come once in a lifetime, Ralph knew he would say that as he's giving him the ultimatum. I can help you sneak into the trip, giving you a chance to be part of the so-called adventure. Charlie refused to say no, knowing it could be the only way to hang out with the Bears and their friends, despite having no passport. I don't know about that. They would eventually find out I've tagged along uninvited. That's your problem, not mine. But look at it this way. The moment we step foot out of the transportation, I'm out of your way. I don't need you and you don't need me. We got what we want by going our separate ways. Charlie wished Ralph was delusional, but there's no other option to make it to Canada to join in with the Bears and their friends. Going there was hard, but coming back would be a nightmare. We don't know when they're gonna come back. Again, that's your problem. Ralph then walked away from Charlie, preparing to leave on his own. I'm going to Canada to do my own thing, whether you like it or not. It's your only chance to get help from me. Charlie lowered his head, thinking about his decision before it's too late. At times, he wanted to meet the many friends the bears made, but he doesn't know if he can handle it. With Ralph continuing to walk away, he closed his eyes. With another deep breath, he rushed back to Ralph. "Okay," he shouted as Ralph turned around. "I'll come with you. I'll tell you when the bears and their friends leave so we can make a head start." "Great," he patted on the back of Charlie. "You pack everything you need, but I won't be waiting if you're late." As he continued to walk, he had one more thing to say. "And don't tell them about this. I don't want them to ruin my vacation." It's their vacation too. Not as big as mine. Ralph left Charlie alone, being prepared to put his plan to Canada into action. Charlie may have his chance, but there's no way out. He's not even sure if he needs anything to keep himself occupied, knowing that the animals will cause noise if he brings some. "I'm gonna be the loneliest person in Canada," he sighed. But then he heard hissing from below, revealing Panda Jr. "Panda Jr., he picked him up. "It's great to meet you again, but I'm gonna go to Canada." Panda Jr. sniffled into Charlie's fur on his arms, stopping on Charlie's shoulder. "You want to come with me?" The snake nodded, which thrilled Charlie. "Yes." As Ralph disappeared in the distance, it caused Panda Jr. to hiss louder, taking Charlie by notice. "You heard everything between me and Ralph? I was expecting the bears, but I'm proud of you for never liking him in the slightest." He then remembered he'll have to get the word from the bears when they're leaving, even if he'll have to do it on his own without the help from Ralph. "I would like to show all of the friends the bears made, but I don't want to get caught, and I don't know all of them except Ranger Tapes." As he turned around, he made his way to his own direction in the forest. "We should find your siblings and parents to tell them about our trip to Canada. At least I can be a babysitter." Panda Jr. may be away from his family, but the first person he saw after being hatched from his egg was Charlie. He's not his mother nor his father, but he couldn't get over him when he left him. He may not like Ralph, but he hopes after he and Charlie get separated from him, he'll enjoy the adventure that comes their way.